reassessing yourself. Try to ask these simple questions to yourself. Am I okay? Am I doing enough? If you've answered those questions, yes, I'm happy for you. You've done it. You've conquered it. You did it by your own. You've learned from it, and especially, you've grown from it. It's good that you're doing enough, but not to the extent that you stop. You have limitless potential that are yet to be discovered or that are yet to be found. I'm saying this in a perspective that, or in my experience, whenever you're doing enough, you're comfortable, you're contented. Somehow, contentment in life, and not to the extent that do not be contented if you know for yourself that you can do much more. Be curious, explore. Also, take care of yourself. Give yourself some grace or some space enough to grow from it. And if you're trying to achieve something and the methods that you are trying to apply to achieve it doesn't work, be complex. The world has the resources available within you. You just have to find what works. Accept that somehow you may fail at times. Not every day is a good day, and not every day is a bad day. Always remember that whenever it rains, there might be a rainbow after it, or there might be a sunlight after it. So, if you're doing good and you're cultivating positivity, you will reap the rewards out of it. You are the one who's gonna benefit out of those rewards. If you cultivate negativity, somehow there are also rewards out of negativity. Also, there are consequences to those two aspects that I've just mentioned. So just make sure that when whatever those consequences are, be mindful enough to handle it. Now, going back to the questions that I've asked earlier in this recording, if the answer is no, I'm still proud of you. You should be proud of yourself. You tried, however, you came up short. Let's face the fact, some of the realities in this world doesn't go our way. Like it is not meant to be at the moment, but if it's meant to be, you will likely get it, or you will likely to achieve it. Just don't stop. Just don't stop trying to better yourself. It may it may happen that something has to change, regardless of how tiny that change is. It might start with what you're listening to or what you are watching through social media or on any platform. Somehow, those tiny changes that you did adds up. As what I mentioned on the first recording that I did, everything adds up, and somehow it clumps up into realization at the very end. I don't know if realization is the exact word. So I just wanted you to know that everything adds up. Procrastination, we we tend to we tend to aim for comfort. And within those comfort, there is contentment. It's fine to be contented, but not to the extent as well that you stop discovering or you stop living. There are so many things in this crazy world that are yet to be discovered. I've heard this from Profound Pondering. He is the reason, or that channel was the reason I started to record. Also, started meditating again. I stopped a while, stopped for a while, but I started again. One new thing is I started writing, not typically writing through a blank paper, but I use my phone. I type words that I'm trying to express from my thought earlier in this day as I was recording this. And I felt good. So, basing on experience, that simple thing actually, I was able to tell myself, wow, I am doing something new for myself. I try to explore things that I am not comfortable at the very first, but I found the beauty in it. So, um, going back to change, uh, change is constant. You'll never know what life throws to you. You just have to be there, be in the present. I tend to take a look at life nowadays as a classroom or a class where there is a teacher and also there are lessons to learn. The teacher, I tend to take a look at it at the past. And for teachers, they are there to teach us lessons. And those lessons apply subconsciously up until to this very present day that I'm recording this. You might take a look life in another way. You just have to what happens usually in my experience since I've met a lot of teachers when I was still in my academic years. Some of their names I forgot, but the lessons they've taught somehow brings me back to remembering their names because I know if somehow I remember them, they had an impact in my life. Even if it's the tiniest impact, it was able to contribute to what I am today. So everything counts. Everything adds up. For the future, I tend to take a look at it as preparing for a test, where you need to cultivate yourself to prepare for a test. That goes the same with life. You cultivate improvements regardless of the setbacks. There are setbacks and there will always be comebacks. So, going back to how I see the future, like preparing for a test, you do everything that you can to study for a test, to prepare for it, regardless of what will the test be or how it's gonna be. But you know for yourself, you prepared, you tried. Be be authentic or be genuine to your work or your craft. Be passionate about it, because those craft that you did or those craft that you're trying to improve on are can can only be done by you. I've I've revisited this quote through social media. It was very impactful for me. I when I revisit it, it's how I see my life as. We all have dreams that we want. So the quote goes like this: be stubborn to reach your dreams, but be complex enough on how you get there. Keep going, keep doing it, improve your craft, harness your craft, be creative on how you get there. So that's the quote. So, for each and every one of you that is listening to this recording, I appreciate you. Regardless if you're not doing enough, I still appreciate you for trying. You should appreciate yourself. Give yourself some space to um, know that there are things that aren't meant to be or you cannot achieve in one go. Try to reassess yourself or try to reassess the methods. It may not be working, but there are multiple ways on how you get there. It might take some time, but time is available to you. Use it. Be complex, outgrow yourself, be better in a positive way. I am rooting for you. Thank yourself as well for the rewards out of it. Again, thank you for listening to this recording. It may or may not be any of help, but still, I thank you for listening to this. I'll see you, or I'll record more. I'll try to record more so that um, I can express myself and somehow reach out to the people who are listening to this. Be good to yourself. Take care of yourself.